If you comment, okay, we're live. Yay. All right, I'm just going to get some stuff set up. I was supposed to have a Tales of the Jedi video go up today, and yet breaking news has to go happen. I'm just going to make sure I've got everything set up, and then we can go and get started. And if you're in the comments, just comment how big mad you are. Oh, isn't this funny? Don't do that. All right. I think I'm ready to get into it. So, backstory, I'm walking home and I'm like, okay, I'm going to put out a Tales of the Jedi review today. That's all fun and good. And it was going to come out like probably right now. And go and see on Twitter, shout out to Winter is Coming. They have a poll. Actually, let me see if I can find this poll. They had a poll. It was like, now that Westworld is canceled, how do you feel? And I was like, excuse me? Here we go. Let's see. There we are. Winter's Coming. HBO's canceled Westworld ahead of a planned fifth and final season. How do we feel about that? And I was like, what? So obviously I had to vote no. I wanted the ending. I'm surprised to see there's some people here who like Westworld was still on, but I get it. I get it. And we're going to deep dive into that in a minute. But if we head over to my profile, 100% starting the Save Westworld moment. So if you want to join me in that, by all means, we can get that hashtag trending, folks. So let's just dig into the news and find out what's happening because I still haven't had time to process this. So this one comes from The Hollywood Reporter. HBO cancels Westworld in shock decision. Claims sci-fi drama is considered finished after its recent fourth season, despite creators hoping for a fifth season to wrap things up. HBO has switched off Westworld. The network has decided, and by the way, how dare HBO do this and make this a Friday night news drop? Don't you just hate that? Anyway, let's get back to it. Network has decided to cancel the sci-fi drama after its recent fourth season. It's an unexpected fate for a series that was once considered one of HBO's biggest tentpoles, an acclaimed mystery box drama that racked up 54 Emmy Award nominations, including supporting actress Danny Newton. And this is what gets me. Last month, Jonathan Nolan said in an interview that he hoped HBO would give the series a fifth season to wrap up the show's ambitious story, which is chronicled a robot uprising. If you put it that way, it sounds kind of dumb. That changed the fate of humanity. We always planned for a fifth and final season, Nolan said. We are still in conversations with the network. We very much hope to make. So in conversation with the network, we very much hope to make them. And then co-creator Lisa Joy likewise said the series has always been working toward a specific ending. Jonah and I have always had an ending in mind that we hope to reach. We have not quite reached it yet. Yeah. Oh, Jonathan? Anyway. So let's see what The Hollywood Reporter says has led to the downfall. Because we already know that things have been kind of wonky over at HBO with Warner Brothers and all that stuff, with David Zaslav taking over as the CEO. So I can only blame him, right? So, yet linear ratings for the pricey series fell sharp for its third season and then dropped even further for season 4. I'm not listening. Westworld's critic average on Rotten Tomatoes likewise declined from mid-80s for the first 2 seasons to mid-70s for the latter 2. Fans increasingly griped that the show became confusing and tangled in its mythology and lacked characters to root for. Looming over all of this is the fact that Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav has pledged aggressive cost cutting through network insiders, though network insiders maintain that saving money was not a factor in the show's cancellation. Ouch. So it was just that bad that they decided to give the axe. I mean, okay, here's what I do agree with. Let's see. it fell off with its third season. I get it because I think if I were your average, if I wasn't doing what I was doing, I definitely probably would have stopped watching Westworld season 4. I get it. I do get it, and I get why there was a sharp decline because, to be honest, season 3 kind of sucked. I to me there was as I was watching it, there was barely anything redeemable about season 3. But the good thing is, in I guess it's the tragic part, is that the season did pick up with season 4. I mean, we covered it all season. I covered every single episode, right? There were 10 episodes or so. I'm trying to go through my notes now. Is 8 the last one? Wow, that feels short. Well, anyway, right, we covered all of the episodes, and I got some really, really great interaction with that. Let's see, because that's kind of how I got most of my audience thus far, is because you guys were coming and we were discussing Westworld, and I thought there were a lot of us enjoying it. Let's see. I'm trying to find my Westworld playlist. Here we go. So I did some teaser reactions. You guys love that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, these all had awesome views. Just a little behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, these all had awesome views, and it's probably one of my best performing series to date. Final Reaction got almost 500 views, and the one before that got 500, a little over 500 views. So there was an audience for this, but I suppose it was just too little too late. Okay, let me see if I can pull up some comments here. Stephen Tosh is here. Says, even the second season was hard for me to get through, and I rewatched every season 1 episode 3 times when they came out. Yeah, I get it. That is the thing. It's like a confusing show, and it's hard to justify sometimes when it's a little too clever. Like sometimes all that stuff goes and goes and goes, and you're like, oh, that really paid off. It made sense. And then sometimes it goes and goes and it goes and it leads nowhere. So I do agree that is a huge problem for Westworld. I think season 1 was done masterfully. Season 2 was where they were kind of like, uh, it's starting to make sense and it doesn't. And then season 3, I don't necessarily recall if it was confusing. It was just, to me, the plot took a huge dive. So let's get back into this article here. Still, HBO and increasingly other cable networks and streamers typically like to give major series creators time to craft an ending for serialized shows as it keeps its subscribers from getting upset. Yeah, such as the years-long fandom outrage after Deadwood was axed, plus a show that can tout a beginning, middle, and end arguably increases its perceived value as a streaming and home video product compared to the title. So a title that feels unfinished. Yeah, I get it. Like, let's say they do put in the money for season 5 and the ratings decline. But now if it's up on HBO Max, that's still viewers. Now, I don't know how the money continues to churn as, that goes on, if it's, housed on HBO Max or anything like that. But now we're going to have a bunch of people who do decide, it's not like people are just going to stop watching Westworld. They left off, as they say here, kind of like on an ambiguous ending. And it's really not super satisfying because yes, it is an ambiguous ending, but at the same time, it feels like they were literally like, we just have one more thing to say. So let's see. Theater associate point out, it felt like the show could have ended there. It could, but also no. Here's HBO's statement. Over the past 4 seasons, Lisa and Jonah, they really call him Jonah, have taken viewers on a mind-bending odyssey, raising the bar at every step. We're tremendously grateful to them, along with their immensely talented cast, producer, crew, and all of our partners at Kilter Films, Bad Robot, Warner Brothers. It's a thrill to join them. Yeah, doesn't J.J. Abrams have something to say about this? Like, girl, you bring back Westworld. Kilter Film statements. Making Westworld has been one of the highlights of our careers. We're deeply grateful to our extraordinary cast and crew for creating these Inedible characters and brilliant worlds. We've been privileged to tell these stories. Future, yeah. So yeah, I think that's kind of sad because we did leave off on a lot of cliffhangers, and it did feel like there was just so much to explore. Because I'm trying to go through my notes now and see what did I have. Final thoughts. Okay. I'll just read these off. So these are my final thoughts on Westworld. This is coming from my notes for episode 8. So we had an amazing run. Quite honestly, I think some of our theories far outdid the writing for the finale. That's true. The finale, okay, I won't lie. The finale did get a little messy. Hale didn't need Christina for anything other than to be her operating system for her world. She just thought that the host would open up the sublime from the inside, question mark. How does that even work? You play running up that hill and then you make it out the simulation only. So yeah. What did I like? The Battle Royale. Oh, that was that season? Yeah. Exoskeleton Hill, Pyramid Song was a good ending. And what are my overall thoughts at the beginning? Wow. Oh, I forget how much I thought the finale was mid. I don't think it was bad, but it also was an edge of your seat exciting. The other 7 episodes, maybe aside from Caleb episode, were definitely a lot more exciting. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm trying to remember because my brain has just been so filled with Andor and House of the Dragon and She-Hulk. What happened in the ending? Because we found out that Dolores was the reset, right? The reset happened. And so we found out that was it Bernard who had put his trust in Dolores to do something better with humanity. And so oh see my face as it's all coming back to me. Then we had this stuff about going back to the actual Westworld and things were kind of looping again. And then we were like, okay, we were basically trying to figure out where does this fit in the loop and in the grand scheme of things. Like, will season 4 loop back up to season 1 where Dolores is constantly trying to save humanity? Will humanity always take place inside of a computer inside of a simulation? Because there's no way she could bring back all those dead people. And to me, that was kind of pointless. So I just would have liked to see how they flesh that out a little bit better. Let's check. Let's check on Twitter and see what the fans have to say. And let's see. I wanted to go. Here we go. Culture crave. I feel like there's going to be some dissent in the comments, so let's see what these people have to say. All right. How many people want to save Westworld with us? Why Daredevil? Should have ended after season 2. Boo. Should have ended after season 1. Where's the downvote button when you need it? But massively downhill after a superb first season, in my opinion. Season 4 was stellar. That's the thing. Season 4 was actually so good, but I think it was just too little too late. Get 3-paragraph summary of what was happening. Season 1 will always be up there. True Detective. I never watched True Detective. Season 1 versus literally the rest of the show. False. There should be a beautiful horse head right there for season 4. I think it was pretty good. Jeez. Wow. I know the show fell off for a lot of people. The show fell off for a lot of people, but there was only going to be 1 season left. They should just finished it. That's what I'm saying. Where else do we look? Let's see what people on IGN are commenting. Just give it one more chance, guys. Not surprising. Seems like they didn't really have a plan after season 1 and went downhill. It seems that way, but it seems like they got it together for season 4. Definitely agree. The first season was amazing. After that, it felt like a chore to watch. Cinematography and musical choice were pretty good throughout. Oh, I 100% agree. Last season 1 losing steam. New leadership at HBO Max really the worst to worst. Double agree. I mean, this after we just celebrated a victory with the Sandman, and now we've got this. Kuntash says True Detective season 1 was transcendent, highly recommend. Another thing to add to my watch list. Ay. Honestly, disappointed, but I'm okay with this. Season 4 ending works as a series finale, so I still feel we get a complete story out of this team. Exactly, I feel like the creators knew what they're getting up to. They were getting another season, so they wrapped up pretty nicely. No idea where they would have gone for season 5. I think we just need House of Dragons way better show. Yeah, but they've only been there for 1 season, so that's kind of a tough comparison. I swear they cancel the best shows. My reaction when. Yeah, let's see. I felt the same. Didn't feel like a solid plan after season 1. Or too good in my opinion. And I like dense media. Yeah, I like to be challenged. I agree. I don't want to be taken for a ride, as they say. Yeah, you can only get so clever. To me, it's got like this sort of like a Sherlock. I don't know how many people watch that, or Stephen Moffat, where and Nolan said they had fifth season outline in season 1. That's interesting. But how did they drop the ball so hard in season 3 if that was the case? Reminds me of the guy that I like to point out, Stephen Moffat. He seems like the guy who just loves to be so overtly clever. He's the guy who just has to have everything be like so overly mind blowing and so tremendously crazy that it reaches a point where you're like, but did it have to be this clever? Because now, if it's just confusing for confusing's sake, or kind of like Tenet, Tenet being confusing for confusing's sake, it's like Nolan really went out there and he was like, you know what? What if everything was backwards? It's like, yes, but also no. So I need some like funeral music playing in the background. This is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. Yeah, and this was an article back from last month. Westworld, I didn't know about this. Drops 10 at New York Comic Con about 5th and final season negotiations. So there were negotiations. Has yet to officially announce season 5. Seems to appear hopeful. Wow, so just a month ago, they were on Cloud 9. Probably not. He'll play New York Comic Con that he'll get a series finale that he thinks the drama does deserve a finale. We always planned for a 5th and final season. Yeah, we said that already. Yeah, HBO has typically renewed this drama while originals of sci-fi were still airing, but that was before the merger of Warner Brothers and Discovery and subsequent cuts that have rocked the company. Nolan Joy now executive producers for the latest trailer for The Peripheral based. Oh, interesting. So at least we get a movie from them? The Peripheral. We're gonna have to all pivot to Amazon Prime. Are we just gonna have to change this whole thing to a Tenet conversation? Thanks for joining. Maybe one day we'll have that Tenet conversation. Today is not that day. So yeah, anyway, guys, what a massive, massive sad thing going on. I do wonder if maybe one day we will get the full story and if we will have Nolan and them tell us like, well, this is where we were going with season 5, or even if there would be a leak, like if someone from HBO can just, or in the writer's room, just kind of leak it out to us, just tell us what was the general direction of where they were going, because it would just be nice to even at least have an idea, and say, hey, this is where it might have gone, but it didn't. So I think we have said enough, guys. Thanks for everyone who is here now, and thanks to everyone who will watch later. Please join me in the comments. I will be monitoring this all weekend because it's sad. Do you think there's any? Let me know. Do you think there is any opportunity for us to save Westworld? I don't know where it would land. I don't know how they would do it, or if HBO would just have a change of heart. But let me know if you think there's any opportunity for Westworld to actually come back for us to get a 5th season? What will it take? New leadership, James Gunn, somebody's got to say something, right? So I'm gonna leave it here, guys. I will eventually get that Tales of the Jedi up because I recorded and everything, and it's basically almost ready to go. So hopefully that can be up this this weekend. And yeah, sorry, just catching up. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and all that.